the next page of our notebook, your next blank 2 pages, we're going to label this solve two-step equations. So we're going to use our knowledge that we've been about one-step equations that we've been practicing to be able to solve two-step equations. So first, I just want us to start by doing an example and writing down the steps as we go through the example. So our example, and we're going to say solve for x, you'll see that pretty often, is going to be 3x plus 9 equals 24. Your first step is always just to write the problem, or rewrite the problem. But you want to have the problem down. And we did that. So we're good. Our second step is going to, when we start solving this, we always have to do addition and subtraction first. I'll zoom this in a little bit. So we are going to do the opposite, but keep in mind, it's important that we always do addition or subtraction first. So in this case, remember we can draw a line through our equal sign. We want to get x by itself, so we only want to move the numbers on the left side with the x. We want to do addition and subtraction first, so we have to get rid of this plus 9 first. So we're going to do minus 9. And then whatever we do to the other one side, we have to do to the other. Plus 9 minus 9 will cancel, so we're just left with 3x. 3x equals 24 minus 9. We get 15. Then from there, the next thing we're going to do is, again, we're going to do the opposite operation again. But this time, you're going to multiply or divide. Second. It only works if you do addition and subtraction first, then multiplication and division. So this is really 3 times x. So to get rid of it, do division. Divide 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so those cancel. Our final answer, we get x equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now the nice thing about equations is we can always check our work. So we can check work, or check your work, by substitution, which just means we're plugging in. So this just means plugging in the answer, really. So for this one, we got our answer is x equals 5. We're going to take that and plug it in for x. So instead of 3x, it's going to be 3 times 5 plus 9 equals 24. If we did this right, it should work. We just replaced 5 where there's an x. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 9 equals 24. And that's right, 15 plus 9 is 24. So it does equal 24, and we got the right answer. All right, so I want us to do a few as an example. Now, some of us got this sheet. If you got this sheet, we're just going to look at these together and do these problems. If you didn't get this sheet, then just write these problems down as we do them. You can write some on this side and then some on the other side. That's fine. So even if you didn't get this paper, you can just copy down the problems. So let's go through some of these. So this one, cut it down the middle. The problem's already written for us, so we're good with step 1. Then we have to do the opposite, addition or subtraction first. So we have this minus 3 with the y, so we want to do plus 3 on both sides. 7 plus 3 is 10. Keep the equal sign. Those will cancel, so we're just left with 2y. Now, this is 2 times y, so to get rid of it, we divide both sides by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so we get 5 equals just y. Now, we have that as our answer, but we still want to check it. So 7 equals 2, 5 is y, so 2 times 5 minus 3. 7 equals 10 minus 3, and that's right. 7 does equal 10 minus 3, so we got the right answer. Looking at this next one. again, we want to do addition and subtraction first. So we're going to get rid of this minus 15. Anything that's on the same side as the x. So the minus 15, don't do anything with this 12. Sorry. So minus 15, opposite is plus 15. Negative 15 plus 15 just equals 0. Then we have x over 9 equals, and 12 plus 15, we get 27. Then we have to get rid of this 9. So x over 9 means division. So we have to do multiplication to get rid of it. So we're going to times 9 on both sides. These will cancel. X equals, and we can do 27 times 9. Do that off to the side. 63, 18, 24. So x should equal 243. So we plug that in. 243 divided by 9 minus 15 should equal 12. Well, from our multiplication, we know 243 divided by 9 is going to equal 27. 27 minus 15 does equal 12, so we got the right answer. X equals 243. Okay, let's try a few more. Let's do this one, because we saw some that looked like this, and they were a little bit challenging today. So when there's no number in front of x, remember we can put a 1. So this turns into negative 1x. Let's get rid of this plus 15 with the x first. So we're going to minus 15 on both sides. Then those will cancel, so we're left with negative 1x equals 12 minus 15, so negative 3. Now to get rid of this negative 1 with the x, they're next to each other, so that's multiplication. We'll do the opposite and do division. So divide both sides by negative 1. So then we get x equals negative 3 divided by negative 1, we get 3. X equals 3. Let's plug it in. So instead of negative x, we're going to have negative 3 plus 15 equals 12. And that's true, so it does work. All right, before I have you try a few, I do want to go to one example where it's a little bit different. When we have something like this, when it's an expression, x minus 8, all over a fraction bar, we have to get rid of this 4 on the bottom first. We can't add this 8 because it's right under the 4. So what we're going to do is, this is the only case where we will multiply first. So we will multiply first to get rid of this 4. So we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides, and that cancels that 4 out. So now we have x minus 8 equals 2 times 4, which is 8. Then from there, we'll get rid of our subtraction by adding 8 on both sides. So then we get x equals, those cancel, 16. And then plug it in to check. 16 minus 8 divided by 4 equals 2. 16 minus 8 is 8 over 4 equals 2, which is right. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so 16 is our answer. So I want you to try 2 of these. I want you to take these two. 1 equals k over 12 plus 5, and 5z plus 8 equals 23. Try these and see what you get. All right, let's go through and check your work. So if we look at this first one, get rid of the addition with the k first. So get rid of this plus 5. So we're going to minus 5 on both sides. 1 minus 5 is negative 4 equals k over 12. Now, k over 12 means division, so we're going to multiply to get rid of the 12. So multiply by 12 on both sides. 12 times negative 4 is negative 48 equals, those cancel, so k equals negative 48. Plug that in to check. So we get negative 48 over 12 plus 5. Negative 48 divided by 12 is negative 4. And negative 4 plus 5 does equal 1, so we have the right answer. Then looking at this one, we want to get rid of the addition first. So we're going to subtract 8 on both sides. Cross these out. 5z equals 23 minus 8, 15. Divide by 5 on both sides. To get rid of the 5, z equals 3. Plug that in to check our work. 5 times 3 plus 8 equals 23. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 8 does equal 23. So we got it right. It works. Now I noticed this one over here. I want us to do this last one before we finish up here. So this one. Again, do the addition first. Get rid of that. So we want to subtract 5 on both sides. 13 minus 5 gives us 8. So now we're left with those cancel. So 8 equals 1/3 y. Now whenever we have a fraction next to our variable, we always multiply by the reciprocal to get rid of it. So we're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 1/3. So 3/1. And this is just going to equal 3/3, which is just 1. So these just end up canceling out. So we're just left with y. And we get y equals, put this over 1 so we can multiply. 3 times 8 is 24. 24/1 is just 24. So we get y equals 24. Then plug it in real quick to check. 1/3 times 24 plus 5. 1/3 times 24 really just ends up being 24 divided by 3. So we get 8, and then 8 plus 5 equals 13. So it does work. If you have this sheet, what I want you to do is fold it in half, where you can still see that it says two-step equations practice, and then glue it on the other side of your sheet. If you don't have the sheet and you just wrote the problems down in your notebook, that's fine too. And then go ahead and put that in your table of contents. Thank you.